Dear Jill, so here's the thing. We decided that we needed to do some sort of communication, and I came up with a fabulous idea, genius, I know, that we could do vlog letters, a bit like Carrie Hope Fletcher and Tom Fletcher and G do to each other. Admittedly, I did come up after binge watching quite a few of the Dear Tom and G and Dear Carrie letters. So here's the first one. So I thought for quite a long time what I could possibly do on this video, and then at about midnight last night I started thinking about my top 10 favourite things on Doctor Who. In case nobody who's watching this knows, I'm a little bit of a fan of Doctor Who. I've only got the adipose there and the mug in my hand at the moment, but some areas of my room look a bit more Doctor Who-esque, I suppose. Okay, so I don't know whether to go from 10 to 1 or 1 to 10. 1 to 10, 10 to 1. These aren't really in any particular order, they're just 10 things that I really like. So I think we'll start with number 1. Number 1 being Danny and Clara. Danny and Clara as a pairing are my ultimate thing at the moment. I am constantly writing about them, talking about them, bugging people about them, rewatching episodes where they're happy, sort of. And I have not rewatched Dark Water since it aired because I cannot actually face it. The other week I was watching In Forest of the Night and I had to turn the TV off before the trailer aired. I couldn't do it. It's quite bad, really. But they are my ultimate thing at the moment. I think the way I'm explaining it to people, because everyone keeps asking me, is Danny was so normal. Like, there are a lot of guys out there like Danny, and wouldn't we all kill for a Danny, but it showed the other side of life on the TARDIS, and I think it was quite adorable, really, the whole thing. And they did love each other, and Clara was just torn, and it's not fair. Why do you have to die? Okay, we'll move on from there now. Number 9. No, number 2. Not number 9 at all. Number 2. Number 2 is the adipose. Look, here's my one. I actually have 2. I don't know where the other one is. I don't think it's in here. I'll have to find him. Okay, I found him. So, number 9, the adipose. They've only been in one Doctor Who episode, and I don't think they could ever be in Doctor Who again, really, but they were adorable. And I rewatched the episode quite a lot because I really like Catherine Tate as an assistant, but I think that episode was just so cute. So yeah, I do watch that a lot. That was a very good episode. What more can you say about them? They're just adorable. I plan on having an army. I only have 2 at the moment, but an army is achievable, I think. Okay, number 3. That scene in Vincent and the Doctor. You know what I'm talking about. Vincent and the Doctor at the end, they're lying on the grass, and the stars come out. In fact, there's 2 scenes in there, really, because when Vincent goes and sees all those paintings and starts crying, that gets me as well. That whole episode was just gorgeous to look at as much as anything, and I think we all love it secretly. I know I do. So yeah, definitely that scene, the one we all know about. Whilst we're on scenes, definitely that scene from The Snowman. So when Clara Oswald is up on the cloud walking around, that is just so aesthetically pleasing. It is gorgeous, you have to admit. It is really beautiful. So yeah, I absolutely adore that. There have been some really beautiful episodes of Doctor Who since it came back. There have been some gorgeous scenery, so yeah, definitely that's number 4. Okay, number 5. The ability of Doctor Who to both confuse and amaze you in the space of about 5 minutes. this happens a lot, especially with Stephen Moffat, I know, but I quite like it. I like the fact that I'm sat there going, that was amazing, but I've no idea what just happened. And I have to rewatch it to work it out, but I love that. I love having to work it out and go through my mind going, what just happened? Because it's never going to be straightforward. It's time travel, it's not simple. It doesn't actually exist. Shh. No, we have a TARDIS right here. It's true, it's real. But no, really, I adore the fact that you can watch 5 minutes of Doctor Who and be both amazed but totally confused. So that's number 5. Okay, number 6. Kind of links to number 5. I really like the confusing storylines, the story arcs. They can get... I get where some people have a problem with them, but I really like them. I think especially River Song and that storyline throughout series 6, 5, 6. Damn it, why do I always get those two confused? You know what I mean. So that storyline throughout and finding out about River and who she was, and I really liked that. And everyone still says they're so confused by River, but I did work it out. And if anybody ever wants my list of episodes in River's timeline, you can totally have that, because that's quite good to watch. So yeah, I really, 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 really love River Song and that storyline. I think Clara's Impossible Girl storyline dragged on a bit. I liked it, granted, I really liked it, and I liked the conclusion, but I think it could have been done in a shorter period of time. I liked how it was brought on gradually, but it felt like it took up a lot of Series 7, which you didn't need to. So, but yeah, I really like the story arcs. Okay, what number are we on? I don't even know. 7? 7. I have a list in case anyone hasn't noticed, because I have a really bad memory. But I did come up with these in a very short period of time. I didn't think too hard over them. So number 7, Peter Capaldi and David Tennant. I love all the actors in Doctor Who, don't get me wrong. The only reason I've picked out these two is because they are actors living their dream. Or having lived their dream, I suppose. David Tennant's left, but they both really loved Doctor Who as a child, and then as an adult they get to play the Doctor, and they didn't even hide the fact that that was amazing for them. You know, they were so excited, and Peter is still obviously amazed by the fact he gets to spend so long on the TARDIS and travelling, and I love that. Like, both their attitudes are amazing. And yeah, it gets me every time, actually. Every time they talk about it in an interview, and when I rewatch interviews, it's like they're so happy. And the fact that one programme can do that to an actor, despite all the things they've done before or after, and yeah, I'm going a bit nostalgic now. Is it nostalgia? You know what I mean. I'm not awake. Okay, number 8. The writers. Now, this is a sore point for a lot of Doctor Who fans. I love both Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat equally. I cannot split them. I love them for very different reasons, and that's why there is a split, but I think they both have done an amazing job, and however much people complain, there would be no Doctor Who without the two of them. So it's amazing what they've done, the things they come up with, the ideas they come up with are brilliant, and I really dislike the fact that it causes such a tension in the fandom, the two of them, because they're both amazing writers, and you may have qualms with them or whatever, but they have done a brilliant job, and yeah, everyone has their faults, and just because they're in the spotlight they get picked out, and people exaggerate them and make something out of nothing a lot of the time, but I really, really love what they've done, how they do it, how they're willing to change things, adapt things, take things on. I could go on for a really long time about this. I've ranted to people about this for a long time, but no, I really love both their series. As I say, for very different reasons. I watch them in different moods and things, but yeah. Okay, there was a bit of a pause between number 8 and number 9. I got invaded, but look, tea finished. How's that? I'm going to hold the cup though, it's still quite warm. Anyway, number 9, the 50th episode. Everybody loved it. Well, most people loved the 50th episode. I adored it, it was amazing. I went to see it at the cinema with my friends from uni. Actually, that's a funny story. Let me tell you the funny story, Jill. I might have told you before, I think I told you on the day. Let's remind you of the funny story, Jill. When the tickets got released for the cinema for the 50th, I was in charge of booking tickets. There was 10 of us. And I was at home at the time. I wasn't actually at uni, and I had to get up crazy early. Well, it wasn't actually that early. I think they were going on sale at 9 or something. So I got up at 8:30 and I sat in front of the computer. I had the page loaded, I was ready to go. And a few people, a couple of the friends who were coming, were chatting to me on Facebook and we're getting all excited. Anyway, tickets get released at 9 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock we're going, it's not happening, what's going on, where is it? We had to wait, and actually it ended up being about 11:30 or something before they were finally released. So they did like a gradual release across the country and it was agonising, and I was sat there for like 3 hours waiting. Eventually they get released and I choose the seats, go to pay, and it refuses to take my payment. Did it again, refused to take my payment, tried a different card, it refused to take my payment. It was horrendous, really quite horrendous. And we waited and we waited, and what's going on? Eventually I phoned up. No, I didn't. I went on my bank account and realised that they'd taken the money every time, but I wasn't sure if the booking had gone through, and I was basically, at this point, I'd booked out about half the cinema and I was missing about £300 out of my account. So I phoned up the cinema and they cancelled all the bookings bar one. And then we phoned up the bank. At this point I was in like, I was crying, I was in a bit of a state. I was being quite professional on the phone. I was like crying down the phone to my dad, and then Santander lady came back on and I just went, oh hello. It's like quite funny really, now you look back at it. And yeah, eventually we got all that sorted. But at one point I did book out about 40 or 50 seats in the cinema. It was quite horrendous, really. Yeah. Anyway, moving on back. The 50th was great, and the night before I had a party with the same friends and a few more. Came along, we all dressed up, and if I'm clever I might put a picture out there. It was amazing, really good. Number 10, we all love Sue from Catering. So, those are my top 10 Doctor Who things. I was thinking about episodes, I was thinking about characters, and I know what? I'll go for the whole lot. So I just went for things, and I really enjoyed doing that, actually. So maybe you should do your top 10 Doctor Who things. You don't have to. It's just a thought, challenging you. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing your video. And this is me signing off as this. Bye.